Hello everyone and welcome back to Rewrite. Let's continue. Other than Lucia's outfit, the rest of the meal was quite normal. Her food was pretty good, and it was filled with the warmth of homemade cooking.
これで命令はすべて完全に遂行できたぞ。お前のハレンチな約束はすべて守った。
Sadly, she changed back while putting the dishes away. Yes, you did. Don't worry, I'm not going to tell anyone about Guardian. Could you please tell me what it is exactly? What are you and Nishikujo-sensei doing?
地球を守っているとしか言えない。
Does that mean something will destroy it if you don't? I recall when she gave me a surprisingly passionate lecture about proper garbage disposal. If we don't protect the environment, humanity has no future. That's what people normally mean when they talk about protecting the planet. But I don't think that's what a secret society like Guardian would mean by it. You guys are being very secretive to protect the Earth. Why? I do trust you though. I'm not worried that you're doing anything wrong. But I know Guardian exists now. Maybe this is just naive curiosity, but could you at least tell me the basics? Lucia looks down and groans. She has to keep this a secret, but it hurts to keep things from me. At least, I think that's how she feels. Maybe I shouldn't be trying to make her tell me. But before I can say, sorry, never mind, she sighs heavily and glares at me.
修正の絶対の秘密を誓えるか。
No, of course, I already have.
母の名にかけて誓えるか。
Do I need to do something that old-fashioned? Yeah, I swear on both my parents' names.
ならば話そう。秘密を強いておきながらそれを話さないのはフェアではない。それに天王寺のこと中途半端に秘密にしておくとまたおかしな好奇心でかき回して余計なことに頭を突っ込みかねんからな。
Lucia sighs one more time and then starts thinking about where to start. Considering I managed to find Santa Ambrosia on my own, she's got a point. And I don't want to make her tell me everything, just enough to answer a few burning questions. The Cold Research Club, what I did to escape boredom. I did some amateur journalism about ghost stories, hoping to earn a little more allowance. But somehow I stumbled across a secret society fighting to protect the world. It's like fishing out in the ocean, but catching a whale which drags you underwater. I won't joke about this, and I'll never tell anyone about it. So please tell me, what are you guys doing? You are not just sorting garbage and running around punishing people who aren't, right?
さっきお前は言ったな。守るということは守らねば滅びてしまうということだ。
Okay. So what is it? If it makes sense to me, I'd like to help fight it.
今風祭り師は地球を滅ぼすか否かの鍵を握るたった一人の人物をめぐって一触即発の事態となっている。
That's pretty bad.
信じるのか。地球が滅びるかもしれないという世まいごと。
It is rare to hear about the world ending outside of a manga. Lucia's asking me if I can believe something that absurd. I told you I wouldn't laugh. Besides, I know you would never lie to me, Konohana Lucia, so please continue.
わかった。ありがとう。
When you say a single person holds the key, what do you mean? Is it a terrorist with a suitcase nuke or something, or some guy with a lethal virus?
我々はその人物を鍵と呼んでいる。
The key? Is that a code name?
そうだ。鍵と呼ばれる少女の姿を模した存在だ。
A girl? No, wait. A being in the form of a girl?
鍵は人間の少女に酷似しているが、決して人間ではない。人間とは異なる特別な存在だ。
Don't tell me she's an alien? I can't help but smirk a bit, but I stop quickly. I promise not to laugh at this.
宇宙人ではない。その意味では生粋の地球人と言えるだろう。だが、我々人間とは全く異なる。
So it's a different species than Homo sapiens? Intelligent life that followed a different evolutionary path?
そのあたりの説明は長くなるので割愛したい。 しかし天王寺の言う例えは当たらずも遠からずだ。人間に限りなく酷似した別の存在との認識でいい。
So we can't recognize it just by walking around looking for it.
外見上の識別は不可能だ。その上認識撹乱能力を持っており、場合によっては存在すると理解することさえできない。
Disrupt awareness? You mean like optical camouflage or something?
工学ではなく認識そのものを撹乱する。仮に少女に真正面に立たれてもそこにいることさえ理解できない。工学的には見えているにもかかわらず。
Amazing. So it has stealth powers which mess with your minds.
いるにもかかわらず認識が撹乱される。おそらく彼女に接近遭遇を受けた者は確かに眼前に存在するにもかかわらず認知できない現象に強い不快感か恐怖感を抱くだろう。おそらく幽霊か何かにつきまとわれたように感じるに違いない。
So Guardian's hunting a kind of ghost. Don't tell me that's why you joined the cult club.
それも一応は期待した。
I see. I do remember thinking it was odd that someone like Lucia joined the cult club just because her friend Shizuru did. Now it makes a lot more sense. So what is this key? Don't tell me that thing is what destroys the world.
それができる力を持っている。
Damn, then we can't just let it run around unchecked.
そうだ。確保するか、それができなければ暗殺も辞さない。
Using the word assassinate makes the sound much more dangerous. But if there is an inhuman being with the power to destroy the world running around, that might be appropriate. It'd be nice if we could talk to it and explain ourselves, but if we can't, we may have to kill it. But that raises more questions. I get that it'd cause a huge panic if people found out about this, but if the whole world's in danger, wouldn't it be easier if you guys could do more public things like sealing off Kasamatsuri City and calling in the self-defense force to do a thorough search? An obvious question. If the world's in danger, why bother with secret societies? All of humanity would support a mission to save the Earth, why keep it a secret?
鍵の存在は全世界、全宗教に極めて強い影響力を持つ。その存在さえも公にはできないのだ。
True, it'd be considered a god. And if it can destroy the world, it's a walking doomsday device. There might be countries who try to use it to make threats.
理解が早くて助かる。そういうことだ。鍵の存在は決して公にできない。その上、困ったことに鍵を積極的に保護し、地球を滅ぼすべきだと主張する連中がいる。
The hell? Is this some kind of cult?
現在、最も危険な勢力として我々が警戒しているのがガイアと呼ばれる組織だ。
Gaia?
鍵が地球再生を担うと信じている狂信的組織だ。彼らは鍵が人類を滅ぼしかねないことを理解していてなお、鍵を確保して地球を脅かすつもりでいる。
What the hell are they thinking? Do they not value their lives?
死の病に伏した地球を再生するには鍵の力を借りて地球を再生しなくてはならない。そのためには人類が滅ぶリスクさえも受け入れなければならない。それが奴らの主張だ。
I see. That is insane. Are those guys lurking in Kasamatsuri City too?
うん。それどころか風祭り市はガイアの勢力下にあるとさえ言っていい。我々にとってここは敵地も同然だ。
Damn. So the ultimate battle for the fate of the world has been going on in Kasamatsuri without any of us normal people knowing about it? I thought about saying this is like something from a B-movie, but I changed my mind. I said I wouldn't laugh at this. This is reality. Gaia. What a weird group. Revitalizing the Earth sounds like an admirable goal, but if they're willing to wipe out humanity for it, then they're no different from terrorists. We've got to focus on stuff like sorting trash correctly.
その通りだな。そしてもはやその程度のことでは救えないほど地球の病は進行しているというのが。
Well, the world probably will end eventually, but isn't that gonna happen billions of years from now? When the sun starts expanding enough to swallow up the Earth, I think it was. But we humans only live 100 or so years. Isn't that a bit too long term to worry about?
地球の病が進んでいることだけは事実だ。奴らの肩を持つわけではないが、地球は何億年も持たない。それ
So Gaia and Guardian agree the world doesn't have much time left?
現在の水準がそのまま推移すれば、1000年で地球は死を迎える。かなり楽観的な数字でだ。
1,000 years. Compared to a billion years, that feels incredibly close. But that's still too far away for humans to worry about, no matter how long they live. People don't care about the future they'll never see. That's why they keep polluting the environment so much and pushing difficult issues onto their children and grandchildren. 1,000 years. It feels incredibly far away, but still close enough it's sure to happen at some point. Still, that's just too distant for me to imagine.
そうだ。私たちにとっては1億年後も1000年後も等しく自分には関係ない未来だ。だから無視できる。想像が至らない。
1,000 years. I wonder how the Earth will end.
想像できるのなら話してもいい。
Eh? We don't have any way of knowing what things will be like 1,000 years from now. She agreed with me on that point, but she says she can tell me what will happen.
私は西九条さんに引き抜かれるまでは別のプロジェクトに所属していた。
What project?
そこでは不可避な滅亡の未来を人類はどのようにして乗り越えていくかを研究していた。
Future humanity. She's used that phrase before.
1000年後の世界の完全なシミュレートが行われていた。そこで一切の生命を否定する過酷な環境に人類はいかにして対抗していくかを研究していたのだ。その技術を1000年の未来に託し、1000年を超えて人類を長らえさせようという遠大な計画だった。
That's also pretty hard to grasp, but I guess I'm glad people are looking into that. Were you one of the researchers?
違う。1000年後を託される役割だった。
Future humanity. That's what she defined herself as in the chapel. She said she wasn't human, that she was something ugly and filthy. Then she said she was a future human. She asks me to close my eyes and listen. Static from the TV. No, not that. If it had sounded like waves, I would have been happy. But once I realized what it is, I can't mishear it again. The sound of dry sand blowing violently. Yes, it's a sandstorm of poison and rust. Julius, do you copy? This is Julius, no problems. Gabriel, do you copy? This is Gabriel, hearing difficulties, loud static and headaches. Understood. Correcting. How's that? Any better? Who are these people? Much better, no problems. Lucia, do you copy?
Lucia, 問題なし。波の音が聞こえます。
That voice sounded really young. So I guess this is a flashback to when Lucia was still a child. Waves? Are you sure?
はい。いえ、訂正します。これは多分、風の音です。
Alright, that's normal. Now we'll connect vision. Brenda, please begin.
了解。ユリウス、ガブリエル、ルチア、これからあなたたちの視野に赤、青、緑の3つの光点が現れ交わっていくわ。それが白い一つの光点になったら教えてちょうだい。異常が起きたらエマージェンシーをダブルタップ。
The emergency button was hastily added after the accident with Francesca last week. They're supposed to be monitoring us in every way possible, but Francesca perceived something no one had detected and her brain boiled. Based on the data they did get before she died, they concluded the measurements were consistent with death from drowning in a sulfuric hot spring. She probably went too far off course and plunged into it, that's what everyone said. Human bodies send sensory data to the brain, and the brain makes the body react accordingly. So sending data directly to the brain is enough to produce bodily reactions. So if data about horrible burns gets sent to the brain, the body will reproduce them. And that's what happened. When Francesca was supposed to say there was no problem, she was silent for 2 seconds. That's all it took for her brain to fry. Will we be able to hit the emergency button before we suffer ourselves? If we can, we'll move on to more experiments and training. If we can't, we'll die, and there won't be any more experiments or training. We never learned that death is terrifying. So we only mourned Francesca because she was boiled to death, and we were relieved she only had to suffer it for 2 seconds. And we envy the fact that she never has to see the hellish future again. A red, green and blue dot suddenly appear inside my eyelids. They're piercingly bright, hurting my eyes, but since they're inside my eyelids, I have no way of protecting myself from them. The 3 dots writhe around like pendulums, trying to merge together. The movements make me feel like my eyes are being stirred with a toothpick.
Lucia, どう？白い一つの交点になった？
今、重なりました。ですが、眩しくて目が痛いです。眼球に針が刺さったように感じます。
もうしばらく耐えて。それは疑似の痛覚よ。あなたの眼球はとても安らかだわ。その痛覚を認めてはダメ。本当にえぐられるわよ。
Perfect fake pain becomes real the moment your mind admits it. We can't admit this is painful. If we can't fight it, we won't be able to withstand these tests. If we don't withstand them, we won't have to take any more. Though there's only one thing that could mean.
了解。痛覚を無視します。
I ignore the sensation of my eyes being gouged out. It's just a signal being sent to my brain. I cut off the thought linking it to my eyeballs. After our mental training, we can ignore any amount of pain. And, once again, I'm sent to hell, 1,000 years in the future. A virtual reality is forced into my brain. It is a kind of simulation, but after what happened to Francesca, we know it's more dangerous than that. The simulator uses some of the world's best supercomputers to force a virtual world into our brains. It's completely different from seeing a bunch of polygons on a TV screen. It can completely deceive our brains. Even calling it virtual is misleading in a way. As far as I'm concerned, it's a time machine.
OK よ、ルチア。ゆっくりと目を開けて。何が見える？
Now that I've been given permission, I slowly open my eyes.
いつもの世界です。問題ありません。
略さないで。あなたにはどんな世界が見えている？
いつもの砂漠の世界が見えています。
A vast desert with sandstorms of poison and rust. The rusted sand is crystallized poison, which still hasn't been broken down, even 1,000 years into the future. If I took even a single grain of it back to the real world and threw it into a pool, not even microbes would be able to live in it. An entire desert made up of those grains, covering the entire landmass. This is what the world's most advanced computers spent decades calculating, what the world will be like in the future. This desert of poison and rust is the pus oozing out of the Earth's surface. Humans lived here, sucked out and dug up its resources, then left their filth. Eventually the world will become unable to heal its own wounds. It will rot, fester, then spew poison all across its surface. Every form of life it ever created will die. There isn't a single cloud in the sky. Now that the earth has given up on sustaining life, it won't provide the blessing of rain. The sun, which should pity us, is nothing more than a devil's eye, seeking out anything that still clings to life and frying it to a crisp. The atmosphere is that same devil's breath. My lungs begin prickling in no time, the pain and heat of sulfur filling them.
ルチア、具合はどう？ 少し乱れてるわ。
肺が熱いです。大気を吸うと焼かれます。
That's just a mental image. Don't let it beat you. You're built to resist that. Only your mind is failing to accept it.
了解。痛覚を無視。このイメージになれます。
If I don't get used to it, I'll meet the same end as Francesca. I just stand blankly in this searing desert, as if waiting for a family that will never come for me.
ルチア、OK です。すべて正常。オールクリア。Oh my god! 信じられない。
Okay, we will now begin the test. But first, Lucia, congratulations.
何がでしょうか。ありがとうございます。
Everyone in the staff room is cheering right now. You alone have been chosen by the world of the future. Congratulations. Apparently, the revolutionary organic foundation they built into me far surpassed their expectations. Their compressed space technology allowed them to fit in a foundation the size of a runway. It's what makes me a future human, capable of living in a world that permits no life. The key opening the doors of the afterlife, allowing only me to live in a world of death. That organic foundation was finally completed, after a tremendous number of sacrifices and several long painful days. I was just allowed to live in a world of poison. No, not quite. I've been reborn as a human living in a poisoned world.
おめでとう、ルチア。繰り返すわ。オールクリア。あなたは1000年の後に生きることを許された選ばれた人類。箱舟で未来へ送られる次世代の人類なのよ。
Humanity will be destroyed, but you will live. And you will be the one to raise children in the new world, pass on our culture, and rebuild society. God has chosen you as the Eve of the next world. So does that mean Lucia is able to live for over 1,000 years?
あとはアダムね。Y 染色体の相性が悪いのかもしれない。XY 専用の生態基盤を再設計する必要があるわ。
The researchers begin discussing it on the other side of the intercom. But what I heard is already enough to tell me that I've lost one more of my few remaining friends. Julius was the last male test subject. His lungs were burned away by the sulfur. He accepted the pain of the burning air. He wasn't ready to go to the world of the future yet. After the last experiment, I was somewhat expecting that. He often talked about how early results did or did not indicate future performance, but I could never understand it. After that, I saw several new boys and girls arrive and guided them to the future world. As long as I didn't have to go to that lonely world of poison and rust, I didn't care who did. I gave them as much advice as I could, so they wouldn't meet the same end as Francesca, Julius, Gabriel, and the others. But not a single one of them was able to accept the future. Their bodies, their cells accepted it, but their brains didn't. They were in awe of my special brain, but I don't think I did anything special. All information sent to the brain, including pain, including all mental images, they are just signals. I recognize that and consciously select which ones to react to. They should know how to do that after going through the same mental training I did. But apparently, I'm the only one who ever learned it. Eventually, that desert world made me feel nothing other than loneliness. No heat, no pain. In fact, I did feel myself whisking around, trying to adapt to this land of death. And on the day of my final test, it felt as if I was sunbathing. In a world where all my new friends died after taking a single breath. Eventually, I understood. I was cursed to live in this hell. The world will end eventually. This world with bright green foliage will eventually be repainted in poison. Until I moved to Santa Brosia and that incident happened. My nightmares were always of that desert world. Of me being left alone in that world without a single friend. I don't see that world in my dreams anymore. because now I have nightmares where everything I touch dies. A desert world of poison and rust. Tennoji is doing the best he can to imagine what I'm describing. He can't do it. That bleak, indescribably lonely world, it can't be imagined. Only someone who has actually been there can know what it's like. I only told him about the world 1,000 years in the future. I deliberately left out the fact that I was born for the sole purpose of being sent there. I don't want to talk about the Next Generation Humanity project. But Tennoji is still making an effort to at least try imagining that nightmarish world. Closing his eyes and thinking isn't enough to imagine it, but understand that he's trying to keep me from feeling alone. He isn't going to leave me alone, even 1,000 years from now. That really is a world of death. So, 1,000 years from now, humans will exhaust the Earth's resources.
そうだ。人が生き方を改めない限り、それは1000年より早まるかもしれない。
If we do change, can we delay it?
私はそうと信じている。
So that's why you told us about sorting cans properly. Back when Yoshino and I were kicking a bunch of cans around, Lucia lectured us on the importance of the environment. She meant everything she said literally. For someone who knows the world will end in 1,000 years, what she said is obvious. Everyone knows the world's running out of resources. But they all think it will happen long after they are all dead. Whereas she's seen the end herself. Lucia, I think you should tell more people about what you saw. That might encourage more humans to work towards saving the world.
それを私の使命かとも思ったが、その未来を語ることは厳重に禁じられている。
It's still the result of proper research, isn't it? Doesn't matter if the project was cancelled. It still seems like a waste of their efforts.
話したところで、誰もが天王寺のように真摯に耳を傾けるわけじゃない。1000年もの未来の話。気の遠い、どうでもいい話だ。
That's not true. If even one guy happens to survive what happens, he'll hate all of humanity for causing that lonely desert to come into being. Maybe I said too many embarrassing things. But Lucia looks down and thinks about my words. I don't want whoever's left to regret the fact that we could have done something, so shouldn't we start doing something, no matter how small?
ほう、それは首相なことだ。具体的には何をする？
Sorting garbage, using reusable bags in supermarkets, adjusting our refrigerator settings. And never resisting the urge to pee. Speaking of which, where's the toilet?
バカ！廊下を出て左だ！
I didn't mean to make a joke out of that, but I did need to go. I rush to the toilet before Lucia can punish me. When I head into the hallway, I see something flutter. What could it be? Let's find out next time on Rewrite. Thanks for watching everyone, and have a nice day. Bye bye!